Hi, I just want to take time to welcome you to the SENTEC VIP web training tip. My name is Dwayne Seneschal and I'm an account executive with SENTEC Business Solutions. I'm the founding partner of SENTEC and account manager. I'm also a husband, a father, and a proud grandfather of two beautiful grandchildren, and today it's going to be my pleasure to be your trainer, or this evening, or whenever it is. Just a little bit of a disclaimer. We're kind of new to these trainings. Hopefully, as time goes by, our presentations will become more helpful and also more professional. So bear with us as we grow. Before we get started, I just wanted to take a moment to extend to you a personal invitation to join my VIP club. Now it's free to join and I give out $100 every month to the lucky winner. You'll also get little tips like this when you sign up each month. To sign up for my VIP club is free, as I said. Simply mail sales@sentec.co and a link will be sent to you. Check your junk mail if you don't get it right away, because sometimes it can end up there in the junk mail. Also, if you don't mind, if you found that this training was helpful, at the end of the day, if you could give us a Google review, we would truly appreciate that. Simply go to Google. I believe if you go to our YouTube page and you type in SENTEC Business Solutions Canada, it'll give you a chance to give us a rating there, or if you just type in our name and it comes up business in Google under business search, if you could give us a rating there, would be good as well too. I also have a little more information that I need to tell you before we get started. I must inform you that this training is for workstations equipped with Microsoft Office 365, Office 365, OneDrive, and SharePoint. Now, if you do not have a business plan for Office 365, but you would like to learn more about how Office 365 can help your business, or if you need assistance with setting up a remote office, please give us a call to SENTEC Business Solutions Canada. And you can reach us there. You can see our number 1-800-351-5828. I believe sales is extension 101. And that'll take you to me, actually. So you can reach us at or you can also reach us at sales@sentec.co, or call 1-800-351-5828. Press 2 to reach the sales department. So today what we're going to talk about is how to organize your files in Microsoft OneDrive and SharePoint. So in this video, I want to help you learn to keep your files organized on your workstation. The example on the left is how we don't want our desktops to look. What we want is our desktops to actually be nice and clean with simply shortcuts on them, like this example here on the right. That's how we want our desktop to look. So, in this video, lesson number 1, we're going to show you first what not to do. So we don't want our desktops to look like this, or like this, or like these. These are all no-nos. Now, the most important things to note here is that files on your desktop are not as well protected as the files in libraries like my documents and my pictures. For instance, number 1, if you were to do a system restore, return Windows to its the state of as of last Wednesday, for instance, that feature will remove any files added to the desktop of that date, since that date. The files in my documents or any of your document libraries will be left untouched. They'll be fine. But if you've saved the files only to your desktop, any files from the time that you're going back to restore, any files up to that restore point that you saved on your desktops will not be included in the restore. Another reason you don't want to store your files on your desktop, and it's an important reason, is that many file-based backup programs don't by default back up the desktop. Now, if you're tech savvy, often those features can be changed, likely somewhere in your backup program settings. But again, they don't by default back up your desktop. Now, the third reason is that there is the most obvious reason is that it always ends up in a disorganized mess. And if you're on a Mac, it can even slow things down. It can slow things down on PC as well too. So, with some help, if you need it, most of these things are easily fixable. Of course, your desktop should be added to the OneDrive library and included in your backup programs list of folders to be backed up. So again, if you need help with that, please give us a call at SENTEC. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, this is going to be a painful process, what we're going to do first, because it means you're going to have to slow down and take some time to do a very tedious and boring job. And if you're like me, I'd rather watch paint dry than actually organize files on desktop. Now, I'm going to teach you a very important success principle before we get started. When I was deep in the Amazon jungles negotiating terms with Chief Luca Cace on a marriage of one of his daughters to my youngest son, I learned a valuable a lesson and a great success tool. This is what I learned. If you have to eat a bullfrog, don't look at it too long. If you have to eat a bullfrog, don't look at it too long. So, organize your files. Okay, so we just got to do this. We got to bite the bullet. The first step is basic file organizations. And once you actually get started, it's going to be kind of fun. But then again, maybe that's just because I'm some kind of weird IT guy. So in order to save time later, we're going to take time now to organize our files. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure that SharePoint and OneDrive are correctly connected to the cloud and are syncing properly. If you're not connected to OneDrive or SharePoint, please do so before continuing to the next thing. Now, once you've confirmed the fact that you're hooked up, OneDrive is working, SharePoint is working, the next thing we are going to do is we are going to move all of our files into one of 4 file libraries. We're going to move everything either into documents, pictures, or videos. Again, they're going to be in documents / data, pictures, music, or video. Subfolders can be created now, or they can be created later. It just depends on how fast you want to get through this training. So the best way to get the most out of this training is to do the stuff that I'm telling you to do while I'm telling you to do it. So while you start to organize your files, I'm going to grab a cup of coffee. And when we get back, we'll get into, more file organization in the second level. Okay, welcome back to the second level of file level organization. We're going to make sure that you have access to SharePoint. We're going to create some subfolders, and for the sake of time, we're only going to look at the files in your documents, but the same technique can be used for other libraries as well too. Okay, So all of your files should be in their respective libraries. You're going to have they're going to be in documents, music, pictures, or videos. We shouldn't have anything on our desktop at this point. So now we're going to do the following. We're going to create in our document library. So in our document library, we're going to create other files, subfolders. We're going to create a subfolder called work. We're going to create a subfolder called personal. And then we're going to create a subfolder that is called software or data files. Because when you install a program like, say, for instance, Corel, for instance, it'll create a subfolder in your document library. So all of those subfolders in your document library, and we'll walk through this in just a minute, you want to move into a folder that you create that's just called software data. So in your document library, you should have 3 subfolders. One called work files, one called personal files, and the other one called software data files. All right. So once you have all of your work files, and you can actually do the same thing in your pictures, your videos, and your music. If you've got pictures that are related to work, do the same thing. Create within your picture folder, create 2 folders, work and personal, and separate your pictures between your work and your personal. Now, once you've got your personal file separated and all of your work files separated, and again, you can create subfolders within your work file and your personal files to further categorize your files. But as long as you've got those 2 major distinctions, a work and personal, you're going to be good. What we want to do with the personal file is we want to move that work file rather. What we want to do with that work file is we want to move your work file up to the SharePoint library. And if you don't know how to do that, we've got a video that will teach you how to do that. But basically, your work, all your files regarding to work, move that up to your SharePoint library. And then after that, we're going to create shortcuts from your favorite folders back onto your desktop. And so, let me go here and see here. So yeah, that's basically what we've got going now. What I'm going to show you here, I'm going to do just a little bit of something live. You can see that if I go into my my documents now, I've already moved my work folder over, right? But I can take, say, for instance, this Corel Video Studio Pro, and I'm going to move this into my software data folder. But it's syncing, so I might not be able to do that at this point. But you can see I've created a couple of other categories. I've got a game folder, okay, but that actually could go in here as well too as a subfolder. My work folder's already moved up to SharePoint, and if I go into my personal folder, you can see I've got all my data personally divided up into subfolders. And so all my stuff with regards to my church life is in there. Personal and miscellaneous files are in there. I'm a ham radio operator, so any files regarding that goes in there. And then I also do independent research, and so my research documents goes in there. Now, if you look at my desktop, and we're coming close to the end of this video, what you will see is that I've got things on my desktop, but these are simply shortcuts. So let's go, for instance, to DCS templates. I'm going to go to my file library, and just bear with me for a minute. I'm going to go to my file library, and I'm going to go to Documents. Actually, I'm going to go to my my SharePoint. So you can see here I've got mapped to my computer. And then what I did is in my SharePoint file, let's say for instance I want my blogs and my training. So let's say that's a file that there's documents in there that I go to a lot and I want to get to. Okay, my blogs and my training file is right here. So I'm just going to delete this and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So let's say this is the document that I want. Okay, I want this blogs training file. I can do one of two things. I can drag now this file here, properties. Well, because it's, so this is basically 300 and here you go, 332 kilobytes. I don't have much in there in that file. Okay, but 322 kilobytes or whatever that said that was, 62 kilobytes. What happens? I'm just going to go here and I'm going to go send this to my desktop as a shortcut. Okay, so now it shows up here. You can see, oopsie daisy, logs and training. You can see it shows up here on my desktop. If I right click this and I go properties, okay, this shortcut is only 2.13 kilobytes. So it's not the whole folder. It's just it's just a shortcut to that folder. I'm storing all that data on my desktop, and that's where we're getting at. Now, a couple cool things. You may not know how to do this. You may know how to do this. If you want to fancy up your icons and change them up a bit, just go. I'll show you how to do that a little slower. What you do is you just write the folder that you want to customize. Go down to properties. Go change icon, and a list of icons will show up. Because this is a blog, and it usually goes up into the cloud, I'm going to find a logo like something like that. Okay, and I'm going to apply it, and there. Now this here is going to change to my logo for. So I did the same thing with each one of my clients. My research folder, I got a little glass. And then of course, this is just a shortcut from a program that I recently installed. That about wraps up the training, guys. Again, I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free. You can email me at Dwayne@sentec.co or call that number that I've given you.